It's Monday, the 28th day of February 2022, and it's news at 6 live on Kana Radio on Facebook. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel as Kana TV. I am Deliverance Ashiebi, and I'm here with my colleague.
Ahiana Bless Aram.
The news headlines: Prophet who predicted Akufo-Addo's death is in 2020 dies. Accident disrupt traffic flow on Accra-Kumasi Highway. This and many more stories we have for you if you stay with us in the next 30 minutes. Now, the stories in detail. The Ghanaian prophet who predicted Ghana's President Akufo-Addo's death has passed away. On Monday morning, Prophet Kwabena Teria passed away in the midst of the 2020 presidential election campaign. The founder and leader of the Church of Rabbi Church stated that if nothing is done to reverse the curse, President Akufo-Addo could die in the next 6 months. According to Prophet Kwabena Teria, some members of the ruling New Patriotic Party (NPP) and the National Democratic Congress (NDC) have visited shrines to assassinate the country's president. The reason for this nefarious conspiracy, according to the controversial prophet, is that some NPP members are still upset over President Akufo-Addo's election. The assailants want to employ the same approach to eliminate the president, according to the Church of Rabbi spiritual head pastor, using the death of the late president John Evans Atta Mills as an example. I alerted Atta Mills about the assassination plot, but they disregarded me and continued to look at what had happened. He claimed they intend to assassinate Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo using the same technique. Into another story. The police are warning motorists to drive with care following an accident on the Accra-Kumasi Highway on Monday, February 28th. The fatal accident happened at the Akim Abo between the Akim Asafo and Isutam area of the stretch. Accident disrupt traffic flow on Accra-Kumasi Highway. The crash involved a Nissan pickup and a loaded DFA articulated truck. The wretch gap in the middle of the road has forced personnel from the Kipi MTTD Accident Prevention Squads to condone the area. According to the police, emergency crews, including the Ghana National Fire Service Education Team, National Ambulance Service EMTS and Safety Management Service Limited, are proceeding to the site to assist the victims. Drivers who ply the route have been redirected to alternative routes on the adverse of the MTTD. For now, motorists approaching from Suhum are rediverted through Kiri and Apedra Junction. Monday's statement explained that motorists proceeding from Nsutam are diverted through Kibi Junction, adding that further updates will be communicated in due course. Into our last social story, the Ministry of National Security has denied arresting a freelance journalist, Sakut Amenga Etugu, for following up on a case of extortion leveled against an operative of the ministry. A statement issued by the ministry on Sunday, February 27, said the journalist was arrested based on a court order for filming court proceedings without authority. The Ministry of National Security has taken note of a false publication in circulation on social media which purports the Sakut Amenga Etugu, a freelance journalist, has been unduly arrested and detained by personnel of the ministry. According to the said publication, the journalist was arrested at the premises of a court where he had gone to follow up on a case of extortion leveled against some operative of the Ministry of the National Security. Contrary to that, noting that the journalist was remanded by the court to reappear on the 14th day of March 2022. The public is therefore asked to disregard the content of the false publication in circulation on social media, the statement said. Coming up is political.
The headlines: Lawmakers in Ghana's parliament behave like kindergarten children by NPP communicator. Akufo-Addo persecuting as NDC cries to Commonwealth to intervene. Now the stories in detail. A member of the communication team of the New Patriotic Party (NPP), Ellen Amadakun, has described lawmakers in the 8th Parliament of Ghana as members who behave like kindergarten children. According to the NDC, this action on the part of the government has resulted in Ghana being categorized among nations with bad governance in the sub-region. Speaking at a press conference held in Asiedin Ketia, has said, Ghana became a member of the Commonwealth in 1957 under the leadership of the late Kwame Nkrumah to sustain a common right for every Ghanaian. According to Mr. Nketia, the NDC led by Jerry John Rawlings played a pivotal role in this organization and supported Ghana's democracy to gain respect in the Commonwealth. He said, Ghana has hugged Parliament, but President Nana Akufo-Addo hates to be criticized. Up next is business news.
Let's do some business here on Ghana Radio. The Ghana cedi is now the worst performing currency on the African continent, just 2 months in 2022. This is because it has depreciated by about 7.6 to the dollar from January 1st to February 25th, 2022. The local currency has therefore overtaken the Zambia, which was the worst performing currency on the continent 2 weeks ago. Both Ghana and Zambia have challenges in addressing their escalating debts as well struggling with revenue mobilization and expenditure management. This problem is impacting negatively on the country's exchange rate, interest rate, and inflation. Additionally, the recent downgrade of the country's ability to borrow is also a major worry as investors are still unsure about the outlook of the Ghanaian economy. Electronic transaction levy must be addressed and passed immediately by Parliament. If not, the depreciation cedi will affect the budget of most corporate institutions as well as reduce the disposable income of consumers. But there could be some going forward as World Bank Group has approved a 5-year partnership framework for Ghana from this year till 2026. This will see the injection of $4.5 billion into the economy in the next 5 years. The CPF will support Ghana in its COVID-19 and medium-term development agenda. It is designed around 3 mutually reinforcing areas, namely enhancing conditions for private sector development and quality job creation, improving inclusive service delivery, and promoting resilient and sustainable development. Meanwhile, the Namibian dollar overtook the South African rank as the best performing currency in Africa so far this year, an appreciation of 4.12% to the dollar. Into our next story. The Deputy Minister for Finance, Dr. John Kumah, has debunked the Speaker of Parliament's assertion that government may not be able to honor its salary obligation for the next 3 months. The Speaker of Parliament made this disclosure last week in Parliament, attributing to its sources. Making the revelation on the floor of Parliament, the Speaker called on MPs to show leadership in these difficult times. This is not to discourage the committee from doing their work. If something is not done within the 3 months, the government may not be able to pay salaries. So we have to take leadership. We have to do a lot of things. His concerns came amid labor agitation for better condition of services, as well as raising costs of living, even as the government struggles to get through the controversial electronic transaction levy, which has started as a major remedy to the country's many financial challenges. But Mr. John Kumah, in a City News interview, indicated that that is not true. Governments can pay all the workers. It is not true. Even when COVID-19 hit us hard, and we are struggling as a country, we still managed to pay our public workers on time. In January this year, workers were paid on time. We are hopeful that February will be paid on time as well. Up next is health news.
Into our health. Honorable Kwabena Minta Akando, Member of Parliament for Dwabuaso, has commissioned 2 separate communities-based health planning service at New Somanya End and valued at 250 Ghanaian cedis. Each formed part of the Member of Parliament effort in ensuring access to quality health care delivery in the area, especially among women and children. Commissioning the facilities over the weekend, Mr. Akando, who is also the ranking member on the Health Committee, said the facility was built with accumulated savings from his earnings and the MP's common funds. While the new Somanya facility has 2 female wards, a consulting room, a dispensary and another accommodation for the health officials, the Akwesi Adaikrom Health Center has 4 rooms with 177 as a consulting room, the other as a dispensary and the remaining 2 be used as wards. The health center at New Somanya would serve some 8 communities including Aboboya, Yaujem, Mamprusi, Insonyameye, Toyefie, Dodroso, among others. The Akwesi Adaikrom facility would also serve about 7 communities including Mansukrom, Ewiafo Junction and Santasi Junction. Into another story, there is high interest among people for the yellow fever vaccine as they turn out in large numbers in the communities to receive their jabs to protect them against the disease. A visit to some vaccination centers in the Bole district of the Savannah region showed winding queues of both old and young people waiting for their turn to be vaccinated against the disease. The yellow fever vaccination campaign began on Saturday, February 26, across 28 districts in 9 regions of the country where suspected cases of the disease have been recorded. As part of the 5-day-long campaign, which ends on March 2nd, persons aged 9 months old to 60 years old, with the exception of pregnant women, are being injected with the yellow fever vaccine to keep them safe from the disease. The regions include Savannah, Ashanti, Greater Accra, Oti, Northern, Upper West, Bono, and Bono East region. And this brings the end of News at 6 live from the studios of Kana Radio. But then a recap of the stories.
Prophets who predicted Akufo-Addo's death in 2020 dies.
Lawmakers in Ghana's parliament behave like kindergarten children by NPP communicator. We end the news at 6 here. But I am Ahianyo Bless.